Stop what you're doing right now. I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because what you're going to hear in the next few minutes has been deliberately hidden from you. Not accidentally, not by mistake, deliberately. There are people walking this earth right now who have been chosen for something greater than anything they can currently imagine. And most of them, most of you, have no idea. You've been told you're too sensitive, too intense, too much. You've been told to calm down, to fit in, to stop dreaming so big. But what if I told you that everything they criticized about you is exactly what was meant to set you apart? What if the very things that made you feel broken were actually the signs that you were built for something extraordinary? Tonight, we are pulling back the curtain. Tonight, the truth comes out. If this video finds you, and it will find the right people, write 99 in the comments, because that number means something. It means you received the message. It means you're ready. Let's begin. Part 1. The feeling you can't explain. There's a feeling you've carried your entire life, a feeling that doesn't quite have a name. It sits somewhere between restlessness and longing, between knowing and not yet understanding. Like you were supposed to be somewhere else, doing something greater, living a life that looks nothing like the one you were handed. You've tried to ignore it. You've tried to suppress it. You threw yourself into work, into relationships, into distractions, anything to silence that quiet, persistent voice that kept whispering, "This is not it. This is not all there is. You were meant for more." And here's what I want you to know. That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is not delusion. That feeling is data. It is your soul sending you a signal. It is the universe tapping you on the shoulder, trying to wake you up before it's too late. Most people spend their entire lives running from that feeling. They call it anxiety. They medicate it. They bury it under Netflix and noise and meaningless scrolling. They do everything in their power to avoid sitting still long enough to actually listen to it. But not you. You're here. You clicked on this. Something pulled you toward this moment, and nothing in your life happens by accident. The chosen ones are not chosen because they were born lucky. They are not chosen because they had the best circumstances, the richest families, or the easiest paths. In fact, most of them had the opposite. Most of the people who are destined for greatness were born into environments designed to make them believe greatness was not for them. And yet, something in them refused to believe it. That refusal, that stubborn, irrational, almost insane belief that there was more, that's the mark. That is the first sign. Part 2. The signs you were chosen and never knew it. Let me describe you, not because I know you personally, but because chosen ones share a pattern, a fingerprint, and once you recognize it, you cannot unsee it. Sign number 1, you feel things more deeply than everyone around you. You don't just experience life, you feel it in layers. When something is beautiful, it moves you in a way that's hard to explain to others. When something is unjust, it doesn't just bother you, it burns you. When people suffer, you don't just feel sympathy, you feel their pain like it lives inside your own chest. People told you this was a flaw. They told you you were too emotional, too sensitive, too much. They tried to teach you to build walls, to feel less, to care less. But here's the truth they never wanted you to know. The depth of your feeling is not your weakness. It is your superpower. Every great leader, every revolutionary artist, every person who ever changed the world, they all shared this quality. They couldn't turn it off. They weren't supposed to. Sign number 2, you have always felt different, like you didn't quite belong. Not better than others, not above anyone, just different, like you were wired in a way that made ordinary life feel like wearing a shirt that's 2 sizes too small. Uncomfortable, suffocating, wrong. You moved through social situations watching people around you seem completely content with conversations that felt hollow to you.
with goals that felt meaningless to you, with a version of life that felt like a cage to you. You thought something was wrong with you. For years, maybe decades, you carried the weight of not fitting in. But you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. The discomfort you felt was your soul resisting a mold it was never designed to fill. Sign number 3, you have been through things that should have broken you, but didn't. Think about your story. Really think about it. The losses, the betrayals, the moments where the ground disappeared from beneath your feet, the times you were sure you wouldn't make it through. And yet, here you are, still standing, still watching, still searching, still alive in the deepest sense of the word. That is not luck. That is not coincidence. There is a reason you survived what you survived. There is a reason the storms that devastated others left you bruised, yes, wounded, absolutely, but not destroyed. You were being forged. Every trial was a furnace. Every loss was a lesson. Every dark night of the soul was preparing you for a morning you cannot yet see, but is absolutely coming. Sign number 4, your mind never stops. While others sleep peacefully, your mind races with ideas, with questions, with visions of what could be. You see possibilities where others see dead ends. You see connections that others miss entirely. You see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. And that vision both thrills you and tortures you. This is not a disorder. This is not something to be fixed. This is the mind of someone who was built to create, to innovate, to pioneer. The greatest thinkers in human history were not praised in their time for thinking too much. They were called crazy, obsessed, delusional. And then history proved every single one of them right. Sign number 5, you have a gift that you keep downplaying. You have something, you know you do. A way with words, a vision for beauty, a mind for strategy, a voice that moves people, a heart that heals people. Something that when you're doing it feels like the most natural thing in the world, but to others watching you looks nothing short of miraculous. And yet you shrink from it. You call it just something you do. You compare yourself to people who've been doing it longer. You talk yourself out of believing it matters. It matters more than you know. It is the specific tool you were handed for your specific mission, and the world is waiting for you to stop apologizing for it.
Part 3. Why they hid it from you. Now, we get to the part that most people never talk about. The part that makes people uncomfortable. Why were you not told this? If these signs are so clear, if the pattern is so obvious, why did no one sit you down when you were young and say, "You are remarkable. You are here for a reason. Your sensitivity is a gift, not a flaw. Your vision is valid, not crazy. Your destiny is real, not a fantasy"? Why was that conversation never had? Because the world, the systems, the structures, the institutions that were built long before you arrived do not benefit from you knowing your power. Think about it. Think carefully. A school system that was designed not to produce visionaries, but to produce workers. What does it do with a child who questions everything, who dreams too big, who refuses to be contained by a textbook? It labels that child. It medicates that child. It disciplines that child into compliance. A culture that profits from your insecurity, that sells you products to fill the void, that monetizes your comparison and your shame. What does it do when you begin to realize you were always enough? It loses its grip on you. It loses its revenue. A society that rewards conformity, that lifts up those who don't make waves, who don't challenge the status quo, who don't ask the questions that make powerful people uncomfortable. What does it do with a soul that was built to shake things up? It isolates that soul. It makes that soul feel like an outcast. It uses the very pain of that isolation as a weapon to keep that soul small and silent. They didn't hide the truth from you because they were evil. Most of them didn't even know they were doing it. The hiding was systematic. It was structural. It was passed down from generation to generation, a world that forgot how to recognize greatness when it was still in the rough. But that ends tonight. Part 4. The awakening that is already happening. Something is shifting. If you are sensitive enough, and you are, you can feel it. There is an awakening happening across this world right now. Not in the loud, dramatic Hollywood sense, not in the way movies told you it would look. It's quieter than that, more personal, more profound. It's happening in the 3 a.m. moment when someone sits with their pain long enough to finally hear what it's been trying to tell them. It's happening in the decision, one small, trembling, terrifying decision of someone who chooses to stop living someone else's version of their life. It's happening in the millions of quiet revolutions taking place inside the hearts of people who were told they were nothing. People who are slowly, stubbornly, powerfully discovering that they are everything. You are part of this awakening. That is not poetry. That is not motivational fluff. That is a statement of fact. The fact that you are here, watching this, feeling what you are feeling right now, that is not random. In the vast sea of content that exists in this world, something guided you here. Something in you recognized this, because recognition requires knowing something already, on some level, even before it is spoken aloud. You already knew. You just needed someone to say it aloud. So let me say it. You are not broken. You never were. You are not too much. You are exactly enough. You are not lost. You are between where you were and where you're going. You were chosen not to live an ordinary life, but to live one that proves to everyone still sleeping that extraordinary is possible. Part 5. What chosen ones are called to do. Being chosen is not a privilege, it is a responsibility. And this is the part that separates those who wake up from those who simply watch videos and go back to sleep. The chosen ones are not called to sit on mountaintops in silent enlightenment. They are not called to feel special while doing nothing. They are called to act, to build, to create, to serve. Every gift you have was given to you for someone else. Let that land. Your sensitivity was not given to you so you could suffer more deeply in isolation. It was given to you so you could understand other people's suffering and lead them through it. Your vision was not given to you so you could fantasize about a better life while never building it. It was given to you so you could create the better life and then show others the blueprint. Your resilience was not given to you simply so you could survive. It was given to you so that when others are drowning in storms you have already weathered, you can reach into the water and pull them out. Your gift, whatever it is not a possession. It is an assignment. And the tragedy of a chosen one who never answers the call is not just a personal tragedy. It is a collective tragedy. Because somewhere, right now, there is a person whose life will be transformed by what you carry. There is a community that will be built by your hands. There is a voice that will finally give language to something millions of people feel but cannot say. And that voice is yours if you choose to use it. The world does not need more people who almost stepped into their calling. The world needs you, the real you, the full you, the you that stops apologizing, stops shrinking, stop waiting for some imaginary future moment when you'll finally feel ready. Ready is a myth. Readiness doesn't come before the leap. It comes because of it.
Part 6. The 3 decisions that change everything. If you leave this video having only heard inspiration, I will have failed you. So let me give you something concrete. 3 decisions. Make them tonight. Decision 1. Stop outsourcing your belief. From this moment forward, you stop waiting for someone else to validate what you know in your bones to be true about yourself. You stop waiting for a parent to approve, for a partner to believe, for an audience to clap, for the world to see you before you give yourself permission to see yourself. Your belief in your purpose cannot be crowdsourced. It has to be owned. It has to live inside you like a fire that doesn't go out when it rains. Because it will rain. People will doubt you. Life will challenge you. The road will get dark.
And in those moments, the only light you have is the one you chose to carry. Decide tonight to carry it. Decision 2. Take one action that the old version of you would have been too afraid to take. Not a grand gesture, not a life overhaul. One action. One email sent. One phone call made. One conversation begun. One chapter written. One application submitted. One step taken in the direction your soul has been pointing for longer than you want to admit. The gap between the person you are and the person you are meant to become is not crossed in one giant leap. It is crossed in 1,000 small decisions to move forward instead of staying still. Tonight, make one. Decision 3. Protect your calling like it is the most valuable thing you own, because it is. From this night forward, you guard your energy. You become intentional about who you let into your inner world. You become ruthless, lovingly, firmly, unapologetically ruthless about what you give your time to. You start treating your dream not like a hobby you get to when life slows down, but like a mission that deserves your best hours, your clearest thinking, your deepest effort. Chosen ones are not chosen so they can limp toward their destiny in the scraps of time left over after everyone else's demands are met. You were built for focus. You were built for purpose. Start living like it. Part 7. A message for your darkest moments. I want to speak directly to the version of you that watches this tonight and feels something stir, and then, by tomorrow morning, lets that feeling die back down under the weight of doubt and daily life. I know that version of you. I understand that version of you. Because the darkness doesn't always come from outside. Sometimes it lives in the quiet corner of your own mind. The voice that says you've started before and stopped. The voice that says you're older now and the window is past. The voice that says other people have this gift too and they're already further along, and who are you to think you can compete? That voice is not the truth. That voice is the echo of every person who ever tried to make you small. That voice is the residue of a world that didn't know what to do with you. And here's what I want you to know, more than anything else I've said tonight. The chosen ones are not people who never doubt. They are not people who never fall. They are not people who walk a golden road while the rest of the world watches in admiration. The chosen ones are the people who fall and rise, who doubt and act anyway, who hear the voice that says you can't and whisper back with a trembling voice, "Watch me." Your story is not over. In fact, in the grand arc of what your life is meant to become, you may still be in the early chapters, the chapters that, when you look back decades from now, you'll recognize as the necessary darkness before the dawn. Hold on, keep going, the morning is coming. Part 8, the truth they buried. And now the truth, the one that was hidden, the one they buried under centuries of systems designed to make ordinary feel like destiny. Here it is. Greatness was never reserved for a special few. It was never meant only for the people born in the right zip code, with the right last name, with access to the right rooms. The idea that only certain people deserve to live fully realized, deeply purposeful, wildly impactful lives, that idea was manufactured. It was built to serve those who already had power and wanted to keep it. The truth is that you, sitting exactly where you are, with exactly the history you have, with exactly the wounds you carry, with exactly the gifts you've been downplaying, you are as worthy of an extraordinary life as anyone who has ever walked this planet. The truth is that the universe did not make a mistake when it made you exactly this way. Your peculiarity is not a malfunction. Your intensity is not a defect. Your longing for more is not ingratitude. These are the signatures of a soul that came here with a mission, and a soul that has not yet given up on fulfilling it. The truth is that the time is now, not next year, not after you lose the weight, Finish the degree, save more money, resolve the family drama, feel more ready. Now, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the uncertainty, in the middle of the becoming. So now you know. You know the signs, you know why it was hidden, you know what you are called to do. You know the decisions that change everything. The only question left is this: what will you do with what you now know? Because knowledge without action is just entertainment, and you did not come this far, through everything your life has been, through every storm you survived, through every doubt you've wrestled with in the dark, to be entertained. You came here to be awakened. So I'm asking you right now, write 99 in the comments if you received this message. Not because it's a trend, not because it's a game, but because it is your declaration. A declaration that you are choosing from this moment forward to stop living below the level of what you were built for. 99 means I heard you, I believe it, I'm ready. The chosen ones are waking up. The truth has been revealed. The only thing left is for you to decide. Are you going to live it? The answer is already inside you. It always was. Share this with someone who needs to hear it tonight. They may not know why they need it, but something in them will recognize it, and that recognition might be the beginning of everything.